everybody. I don't know if any of you are like me and have barely left the house or had places to go lately, but I have, and I haven't been putting any time or energy into clothing or anything like that because the days sometimes just drag on. But I've kind of been looking at my clothing lately and wanting to do a bit of a refresh, and so I chose 3 items, and I'm going to show you how I spruce them up or change them up or make them. And so I hope you will follow along for 3 different methods on 3 different items of clothing. So the first item is this dress that I picked up at Costco probably about a year ago. It is so soft. As someone who is really attracted to nice, soft feeling things, this has like a silky quality. It doesn't feel like your regular cotton, and that's because it's a Tencel blend. And so I picked this up, and I don't know, in maybe Costco lighting, I thought it was more of a dusty pink, but when I put it on, I feel like it's the same color as my skin. This pinky, I don't know, pink. It is pink, it's like a light salmon, but when I'm wearing it, I feel like from across the room,
I look naked.
So I'm going to dye this one and hope it turns out, because it's like a long shirt dress and I like it and I want to wear it, but I also want to look like I'm wearing clothing. So that's going to be my first refresh item.
So I'm going to be using Rit dye in the color Denim Blue. I am using one of my dyeing pots for this, but you can also just use a large plastic tub, heating up my water and following the directions to add salt and a squirt of dish soap, which helps it all to take the color a little bit better. I'm adding my color, and I haven't put my dress in yet. I'm getting it all mixed because I do want a more even dye, and I wanted to use the string as kind of a sample. But once I have it all lowered into the pot, I need to make sure it's submerged and stirred regularly. This really helps keep it from getting too blotchy, but it just takes a while for it to take the dye. I think the package says around 30 minutes, but I left it maybe a little longer than that. I realized halfway through that I had forgotten to unbutton the buttons before putting it in, and so it was super hot, but I did get them all unbuttoned and left it for quite a long time after that. Then it all had to get rinsed out, and this is what it looks like in the end. Definitely has a sort of faded look to it, and if you look closely, the stitching of course did not take the dye, and the pockets have a little bit of the pink left. I think it's fun how the two-tone kind of look makes it a little more weathered and worn looking.
My second one is going to be from scratch, or rather from fabric. I am using some fabric that I had purchased a while ago. This right here, it is a spandex. What is it? It's silkier than just a cotton lycra. I think it has some polyester in it, but you know what? I didn't keep my receipt, so it's this one here. I got it at Fabricland, which is a Canadian fabric store, and I have a pattern all picked out for it, but it has been sitting in my fabric stash for a while, and it's time to make it into something. I want to wear it, and I really like the color scheme. These kind of dusty blue, pinky colors are what I've been feeling lately, so it's especially timely that I'm going to make this into a dress.
So I have this see and sew pattern that I plan to use, and I'm doing the short sleeve version, the one on the right. So once I have my fabric all laid out, I'm just putting on my pieces. I mean, if you followed a sewing pattern, this is going to look pretty similar. I like to use just cans as pattern weights to hold it down for all the cutting and things like that. I'm trying really hard to be precise because I've gone into lots of problems by being a little too loose with the pattern before. Now time to sew it all together, and I'm using my trusty old sewing machine. I decided to go with a rolled hem, which is kind of my go-to for these types of fabrics. Then nap time was over, but I wasn't done sewing and she wasn't done sleeping, so I got to practice my one-handed sewing once again. We were almost done at this point though, so I really wanted to push on and get it done. And here's the before, all of my pieces laid out, and the finished final dress in the end. Here it goes. Ignore my really awkward modeling of the dress, but I wanted to show you how it fit wearing it. I think it lays really nice. It seems to be a good fit, and yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Third is a recent knit, and I don't think I've showed it here on my channel yet, but I made myself an Ease sweater by Alicia Plummer. So the knitting of the sweater is done. I used leftovers from 2 different sweaters and I dyed them, and this is what my final sweater looks like. I think it's kind of hard to see, so I'll insert some footage. It's just basic striped, and the thing I love about this sweater is it has that cowl neck with a drawstring. However, here's where the refresh comes in. I had used the drawstring as she had in the pattern, which was just like a twisted few strands that were twisted together, and it was so thin and skinny, and I wanted to redo it as an I-cord. I just haven't put the time into it. And my other issue is that I followed the pattern where she rolls it over to create like a casing for the drawstring, and all I'm having is rolling on it. So my thought of what I want to do is to take this neckline here and undo where I stitched it shut, and I want to use the solid navy and line the whole cowl. And I'm hoping that even if it flops over, then you'll see that inside navy lining rather than the inside of my stitches.
And cut to the reveal. I didn't take any in progress shots, but here it is all finished. I did go with the I-cord and with the navy lining, and I think it looks so much better. It feels really squishy soft too.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed seeing the progress on each one of these items and maybe gave you some ideas of some clothing refresh you can do for yourself. And so I hope this inspires you to take on some projects that have been waiting for you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!